All right, so I'm just going to keep it rolling. We're going to jump right into the extra. So tell us about this deal with Competitor. How did that all come about?
Well, back on the Instagram train that I say I am just no good at and devote no time to, like I should. I apologize. I was spotted for my dog running abilities, and we connected and had a nice conversation about what it is I do in my business. And they're huge dog lovers over there. And they asked if I would test some shoes for them. So that's what I have been doing. And I run 50, 60, sometimes it's ridiculous the amount I run. But why they came to me, besides liking the dog pictures, is because I run so many different terrain. And that's what you need for a shoe tester. You need somebody who's going to run road, who's going to run trail, who runs on the beach. I even have a farm dog. I guess you could consider that trail, but I don't know shoes specifically made for farm running. But I've got
workers' boots.
I have a variation, I guess. But I just log so many miles for them, and I take my notes. And I just had my first review was published on their website yesterday. So I'm excited to help out in any capacity for them. And I'm very knowledgeable in gear and shoes in general. And I like to write. I don't have education in writing, but I've always loved writing.
So what do you think it is when people get so tied to just one shoe? Because you're in Brooks now, you did a review on Ultra. Like, why do you think people just get attached to, like, this is the shoe I need to have, I need to buy like 10 pairs of it because it may change models? Like, what do you have to say to that?
I am so guilty of that. I was a Brooks Pure Flow. That was my long shoe. I loved the Adidas Adizero Boost. Fast, great racing flat. Those were my two. That's all I wanted. And then I ran dogs, and then I ran different terrains. And it's expensive. Shoes are expensive. And I started just running in different brands and different types of shoes. And I became more educated because I'm a type A person. So I have to know all the stats. I have to know everything about every shoe. But it's so easy to stay down a certain path. Well, you like this brand or this style. It fits my foot. I've heard that so many times. I'm guilty of saying that. It fits my foot. But people aren't usually open to change. But once in a while, you get that gem. It's a brand you've never heard of. For me, I was excited with Ultra because I've never run in them. I have always known the brand and the zero drop that they live by that mimics a natural foot stance. But after wearing one of the shoes, I really liked it. And I've just gone forth, take my notes, and I'm open to change. I'm open to different brands. And I think we all should be, because there's so many great running shoes out there. Holy cow, there's a lot of good ones.
And I think that there's balance. Like, you're going to find balance in there by putting your foot into different footbeds and different drops. And I feel like it's going to make you a stronger runner, because if we're just always doing, right, nothing ever changes if nothing ever changes. So if we're just always in the same shoe all the time, whatever patterns that we're developing, right, are going to be reinforced and reinforced and reinforced. Whereas if we're switching it up to different shoes, we're going to feel different terrain just within the shoe, right?
That's so true. And it's easy to, if you're always using the same brand and then you go to a different drop, say, and then all of a sudden you notice your shin's a little sore. Well, because I switch brands and I switch drop and I switch terrain, I don't feel like I get as sore as I used to. My body seems to adapt well to change. And I've always been primarily a neutral shoe runner, but I can run in stability now. I'm learning different types of the max cushion shoes that I never would touch before because I thought it would make my time slower, which is so ridiculous again. But now I'm happy to run in it, and I see that it feels good on my foot.
That's so cool. I love this perspective.
Yeah, because what I find is with athletes, they get into that, okay, 300 miles is all my shoe can handle.
I know people who write down their mileage on each. I've never done that.
I don't either. And people look to me as a coach. They're like, okay, what shoes do you run in and how often? And I go, you you need to experience it yourself. I can run in the same shoe for a year. I'll stick with the same shoe.
I like that.
Like-
I like that.
But I'm always like tapping in, and if things start to ache or something, maybe, yeah, I'll take a look at it. But for the most part, I don't let the shoe determine what running style I can, or
Most
what my
people do.
performance is. But most people do. So if you remove that element, which sounds like you do, like just be open, like, okay, maybe it's New Balance this week, or, you know, after these run out, yeah, I'll check
I'm
out.
thinking of the trail shoe I just ran of the New
With
Balance.
the New Balance, yeah.
But you're right, though, and it's so easy to be stuck and focused on one certain type of shoe or one certain brand, and not be open to change. But it's been a joy, really, and I feel honored to have been asked to help out. I mean, to me, I'm helping out.
Right.
I'm helping people.
Yes. Yeah. Break through the noise.
It's okay to go to a
Right.
different brand.
It's okay. And then when
You
BJ
will
says
be
like
all
he'll run
right.
in the same shoe, like you'll be in Hoka's and then you'll be like in New Balance and then you'll be back in Brooks. Like you go for, like you'll run in the shoe. Like you don't say, oh, 300 miles I have to get new shoes. Like you run in, you're very intuitive when you feel like you need a new pair of shoes. But what I'm saying is that you're not tied to a brand.
But that's
You're-
good for your body.
Yeah, I think
though.
it's good
It's
for the
really
body.
good for your
Absolutely.
body, and people don't realize that
Absolutely.
change is good for the body when it comes to shoes.
Right. And I want to touch upon, maybe it's not the shoes, maybe it's your mindset, or even like your instability. Maybe there's some like shin splints or like plantar fascia. Maybe it's sparking up because of something else.
And as us neurotic runners know, if you feel a slight little twinge, you're going to focus on it. And oh, it must be the shoe. God, it's the shoe again.
Can't possibly be me.
Right. I know, because us crazy people here, we know it's the shoe.
Right. The Glycerin 2.0s from 1998. I mean,
Nope.
those were the ones that gave me like everything.
Oh,
I
that's
need
the
to
one with
just
the
buy,
bad
like,
review.
10, yeah, I need to.
Yeah.
10
So then you like
pairs of
scour the internet and you
Right.
buy like 12 pairs off of eBay that are being
I did
used.
that with the Pure Flow 2. That's when I first started running. My first pair of running shoes was actually probably 8 years old Pegasus, because everybody's had a Nike Pegasus.
Nike Pegasus at some point. Yeah,
And
you're right.
that's what I started in. And then, I think maybe I need a different shoe now. This is 8 years old. And then there was the New Balance. I want to say it was the 890 then. It was when they first came out with their fresh foam, and I looked at it, I said, that looks like honeycomb, but it was cool. It was a real running shoe, and I was so stoked. and then I stuck with those two brands, and then fast forward all these years later, and now you never know what's on my foot.
I love that though. How do you think that's affected you as a runner?
Well, I think that mentally, when I run in a racing flat that is a 5-ounce featherweight, you think you're gonna just knock it out of the park and that you're gonna hit your PR, but the reality is you're probably not. You may if you have a good day, but it doesn't all come down to the shoe, and we all have it come down to the shoe. And I just know so many people that have that same mentality, that you have to have the lightest shoe for the 5K, or you have to have a certain, highly cushioned for an ultra. It's just individual.
Totally.
Everyone's different.
Yeah. And do you have any more questions on the shoe? Because I have another question.
Go for it.
Okay, so 60, 70 miles a week.
Yep.
Mom, a business owner, all that other stuff that you do. What are you doing for recovery? How is because
I'm good with recovery.
yeah, so what are you doing? Because
So you have
got
a
clients
wonderful
every day.
recovery smoothie that I
do.
enjoy. I am a big fan of recovery smoothies, but what really helps me, foam rolling and a good roller. I spend a lot of time rolling. I'm a trigger point girl. That's my... Oh, you
Yeah.
too, huh?
Oh, did you
Oh,
see
yeah.
this?
Oh, I saw that one. You should see my house, the different contraptions we have, and they're all trigger point. And no, I don't represent trigger point and don't at all, but I just have, down to the very small ball that I don't need at all because I've got 15 other various items of theirs. But it's so important for me the next day.
Have you used the grid vibe, the one that?
No, and I know about it.
Oh,
and
we
I
got it. We'll let you try it out
Oh.
before you go.
It's so good.
I
Do you
hear it's
ever roll
wonderful.
before you run?
Yes.
Yeah, I do too.
It doesn't always happen during the week. I want it to.
But sometimes, like, I'll just
absolutely,
get
yes.
in there, and boy, it makes such a big difference. Couple minutes, just even a couple minutes, will make such a big difference if I
I
just
agree.
feel stuck somewhere.
Yeah, and I notice myself, and many other people can relate to this. After a heavy running day, when I don't roll and I don't recover, the next morning I'm like Frankenstein. But it could be because I'm now 40, who knows? But I swear I'm just like, oh, I am sore.
Well, it's kinda
And
hit
then
or
I'm
miss
mad
some-
at myself
Yeah.
for being lazy and not doing the proper
Because
recovery.
you could have done it during House Hunters International.
I could have, but then that would require me to get off the couch. And you don't
No, 'cause you
understand,
need
I am
that time
up
too.
all day. I don't rest.
know.
My break maybe is a quick lunch, a quick salad, but that's it. Otherwise, I am up until bed.
Yeah, I know. It's nice to have that downtime. Awesome. Okay, that was a killer extra. Thank you so much. I
Anytime.
know our athletes are going to absolutely love that insight.
Be open to change.
Yeah, please.